confusion in the public. So, again, the media is one of my favorite topics. As a firefighter, I was quoted often in the media about fires that I had been on, and it was really important to us to get the actual accurate information and to make sure that they don't make mistakes in their translation between their notes and what actually goes into print or over the air. So if you are interested in PIO training, I am involved in an exercise, a functional exercise that's coming up in May, that's being financed by FEMA, and I have been offered PIO training, a state PIO trainer, to do some training here in Mendocino County, and then with that training, coordinate with a PIO exercise between Mendocino, Humboldt, and Del Norte County, centered around the functional exercise that we're doing on May 13th. So if you're interested in that, please get through to me, and I'll get you included on the list, and you can sit in on the class or take part in the class, and I think it would be very beneficial to you to get an idea of the pressure you're going to be under, and what you can do and what you shouldn't do.
Thank you, Bill. Tom, you want?
Thank you, Tom Mitchell, Chief Executive Officer. I wanted to read some comments for you while we're in this particular section here. This is from the after-action report, debriefing report from CAL FIRE. Specifically, this section is dealing with the responsibilities of the public information officer function that Bill was just talking about. And under their heading of items contributing to success in this particular area was the high level of competency and experience of the PIO section staff, and I think that's a tribute to Bill and how he's put that together. The unprecedented amount of support from Mendocino County CEO and staff. Our entire organization was in a support role, helping to make sure that we got the message out. The placement of a county employee, Teresa McMillan, Information Communication Officer with the Information Section. Part of what we do on an ongoing basis is we assess where we need additional resources. We knew we needed somebody to deal with the media every single day, and we brought in Teresa from HHSA, and she worked with just through the balance of the fire. The IT support from the County of Mendocino, our IT division, under the direction of our GSA direction, activated, followed all of the requests for our PIO. We adapted every day, got our message out there. The ability to co-locate the information call center with the EOC and the support provided by the EOC Director, Bill Woodworth. We established a call center within our EOC for this particular activity for the fire. The development of an extensive mass email list, which allowed timely, updated information to be disseminated to large numbers of media, local politician dignitaries, as well as fire departments. Very good support and coordination provided by the Mendocino County Sheriff's Office and California Highway Patrol as it relates to evacuation, and the support received from the Joint Information Center as well as team information sections in providing assistance with resource needs. Mendocino County was given out as an example of how to outreach to the media to a number of other fires that occurred after that, because we were so successful with our integrating our operations with not just the print media, but also with the electronic media and the email lists and with the radio news stations. And I think just wanted to take that time to comment, Bill, publicly for having all of this in place, and it made for a very smooth fire activity.
Thank you.
Can't guarantee it'll happen next time.
Is that it, Bill?
Well, the last 4 or 5 pages of that guide. I'm going to hit you up with that. You know, we ask our county employees to be prepared. We ask them to carry a go kit in their car, to where when they are out doing county business and we have a disaster and they can't get back to their homes, they have some articles in their car that will allow them to function for a little while, until we can get them back to their home so they can secure their own property and their own families. If they are at home, we're asking them to prepare plans. We're asking them to have have materials there at their home so that they will feel comfortable when a disaster hits to coming in as disaster service workers to function in the county, because they are required to. They are disaster service workers, and they are mandated that they come in and perform whatever job we think we need to have them do. And what I'm asking you to do is also prepare yourselves, because you don't know where you're going to be in this county when the disaster hits, or whether you're going to be able to get back to your home. And I suggest and recommend that you take a look at those lists of materials that you might carry with you or have it at your home, so that you can come back in and perform your duties as the head of this county. And with that, I'll conclude.
Thank you, Bill. Just a comment, you know, when I go home in the wintertime, just about every trip is a disaster, because I got to go through snow, and that means you got to make sure you carry enough fuel with you to make sure you got it in the cat so you can start the cat. And so I'm quite aware of carrying blankets and all that, because it's when you get up in a snowy part of this county in the wintertime, it gets really dangerous. I've seen people that didn't make it through the night because they weren't prepared.
Yep.
And that may not be a countywide disaster, but it's certainly a local disaster. Any members of the public want to speak on this? Supervisor Brown?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess you would call me at the field level incident commander on this pending water supply crisis. And I feel it's very timely that you have come here. I want to invite you back to the meeting on the 24th. I'm sure you're going to be hearing from our water agency and what information has been gathered. In fact, it would probably be invited. The water agency would invite you to assist in their information gathering process right now. And also on March 3rd, there's consideration of a declaration of emergency. So I hope you're connected with all of that.
I'll definitely be involved in that.
And when I talk about connected, I think of this generator. You know, when the emergency's not here, we tend to forget. But when the next emergency comes, it's not working. So, you know, that planning, advanced planning is so very critically, well, it's critically important. Thank you.
Supervisor McCowen?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just want to underline the point that not only county employees who might have to respond to an emergency need to be prepared, but the general public really needs to be prepared also. And everyone, every household should have a personal disaster plan or emergency plan. They should have food and water supplies and basic emergency supplies. And I think we've seen in some of the recent disasters that depending on the nature and the scope of the disaster, you can't rely on someone from the government showing up in 24 or even 48 hours or perhaps even a week. So people do need to assume personal responsibility for their basic personal situation. And along those lines, if I have the acronym right, is it Citizen Emergency Response Team? And does the county participate in the CERT training to help get citizens up to speed on how they can respond and be helpful in emergency and disaster situations?
Yes. Through North Coast Opportunities, I'm using their volunteer coordinator to coordinate all the volunteer services within the county. And one of those services is CERT, Community Emergency Response Training. We have 5 different CERT zones within this county, and each CERT zone has a zone leader, and that leader coordinates with Tammy Bartlemay, who is the volunteer coordinator